Yeah, you look, natural stuff, family things,
Yeah. Yeah,
things you get through.
I think everybody
you
kind
bounce
of
back. Just one of those times.
everybody goes through it,
Right. Yeah, it makes you human.
Plus, we're sliding into fall now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously the summer days are shorter, so you start to get the seasonal effect and everything.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It plays its part in it. I'm gonna blame that for my lack of going to the gym.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm not doing great either.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible time.
It's tough. You know what I've come across now that I love though?
What's that?
You ever watch on like YouTube like a Dr. Creepin or Lighthouse Horror or any of that stuff?
Like people's like stories. Like,
basically they're
okay.
creepypastas.
Yeah.
The thing is though is that the production value.
I prefer Dr. Hollow myself.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
But I was listening to this one Nightmare Fighting Tournament or something.
Okay.
6 hours, right?
Wow.
Multiple people playing different parts. It's like a radio drama.
Yeah, it's like an old timey.
Yeah, it's like very well done.
Like they would do like War of the Worlds and stuff on the radio.
The French. Yeah. Big fans of Orson Welles.
Yeah, we love
over
him.
here.
Yeah,
both young Orson and bloated alcoholic Orson.
Oh my God, he was perfect all the way through.
Speaking of bloated alcoholics, what do we got today?
Got the Somme.
Oh, Somme Brewing Company.
Cinnamon Toast is what it's called.
My favorite junk food breakfast cereal.
Oh my God, I love it.
Far and away the best.
You know what? Pretty good. I'm getting it a little bit.
Yeah.
On the flavor.
Yeah. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is just horchata in solid form.
Yeah, it's
great.
Insane.
It's fantastic. And I love horchata. I don't even care.
There's not a breakfast cereal that approaches it in flavor.
No. Are you kidding me?
It's far and away the best.
My partner doesn't even like it.
She should be jailed.
Yeah, I think so.
There's more people who belong there, and I'll talk about them later.
Yeah, we'll get there. So,
terrible.
We're getting into fall now, which is kind of a mixed bag for us over here because we got a few more cons that we got to get through.
Right.
And then obviously the holiday season starts to roll around and we get busy.
Oh, yeah.
But, that's a good
thing. Keeps the lights
on
for the
exactly. And, whatever. So I want to talk about something kind of that's circling back around for me in my feed.
Gotcha.
And I remember a while back it was really popular to have like Harry Squatter.
Oh God, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
The AI would make those really funny Harry Potter videos.
People would write the prompts with AI and then like have like AI images. Yeah.
Right. And then there was that Lord of the Rings one is really funny too, So now they have one going around. So this is kind of a twofer. So recently what's happened is a dental company hired a technology firm to make an artificial Tom Hanks.
Okay.
To do a commercial for them, basically.
Interesting.
So they're bypassing, like Tom Hanks isn't getting paid for his likeness or his voice.
He wasn't asked. He wasn't anything.
He's just doing commercials for dental plans.
Okay.
He's furious.
Sure.
And I think that's absolutely justified.
Right.
Because it's a commercial thing. It's not art or anything of that nature.
An approximation of his likeness
or
a part of his likeness was used against any consent of his.
Well,
not said.
Not against his consent, but just he wasn't without his consent.
Yeah.
He wasn't even consulted.
Yeah, absent his consent for commercial gain.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So those are kind of the dangers. Like, we always talk about, like, everybody always goes with, like, Skynet.
Sure.
And it's more things like that that you're going to have to worry about. Like, we can just use Tom Hanks's voice and likeness. Now, on the other side of that, and the side that I think is fantabulous, they're also using Tom Hanks's voice and likeness to make movie trailers.
Ah.
Now, do you remember way back when they would plug in they would do that thing where they'd plug in like movie scripts, and you'd get like a script of a show or something,
right?
And it would just be bananas.
Oh, like ChatGPT does, like stuff like that.
Well, now they're doing movie trailers.
Ah, good.
And they're fantastic. They're so funny.
Right, all as jokes. Of
right,
course.
it's not it's not a commercial or anything.
Right,
but it's just like the Uncle Bus. If you guys haven't seen Tom Hanks in Uncle Bus,
yeah,
you have to watch it.
That's when I'd like to consult Tom to see if he'd be willing to
like
make
Tom.
it happen.
Tom, what do you think, buddy?
Can we make it
Can
happen?
we make Uncle Bus happen? Who do you have play the devil? Like the 7 people that have seen that are going to be laughing at this.
Yeah.
I just think it's really interesting to kind of see, a lot of the, we're kind of getting into
thinking about Jack Black. It'd probably be Jack Black.
Yeah,
He's
as the
fantastic.
devil, I think he'd be great.
Yeah.
We're getting into sort of the age of AI now.
Right.
The IRS is using it to target rich people. There's just a lot of applications where it's coming up more and more and more.
Yeah, because I think it's weird in a way how people have like changed they're not looking at it as much anymore. It's like focus has shifted recently away from it again, but it's still like getting better in the background.
You know what it is though, is that they always, and this is just the media in general, right? They always over sensationalize things.
Right.
So like when the AI art was coming out,
right, it was still rudimentary.
No, but even now, right?
Yeah,
where it's very good. Like I go on some of the forums for Etsy and stuff because we're in the top 5%, so I feel like we have a little input.
Right.
It's my humble brag. No. And there was someone on there recently that was like, "Oh, I just started my store and I'm working really hard, but I can't make any sales." And they were just selling digital AI art.
Right.
So it's like, well, you can't make any sales because the difference between you and me is I can plug that into a computer and get something similar.
Right.
Where you
with
can't
nothing.
you can't get something similar to what I'm making.
Right. Because you made it.
Right.
Right. That's your art.
Right. And maybe someday the computer will be able to do that, but then I'm just going to shift to do something the computer can't do.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So like people are always like, "Oh, it's going to fuck up artists." And I'm sitting here going like, "It ain't going to mess with me."
Yeah. Well, you're a psycho, so
I just yeah.
Hey,
I don't know.
You're owning it today. I think that's
why
a bold new step.
I think that's why it's died down. It's just that it hasn't replaced the Etsy sellers. It hasn't replaced the artists. You can always tell when something is AI, even when it's great.
Yeah, well, to an extent.
I don't know. It just has it feels soulless.
Yeah, well, it's going to crush the surrealists out there.
I think that's who's going to suffer the most.
Right. Because AI just tends to have that way about it.
Yeah, very surreal.
Just by nature of what it is.
Right. But I think that a lot for that alone, it's kind of died down. Like we haven't really heard. That's
true. It's true. So it's interesting to see it crop back up now that it's affected someone famous in that kind of way.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see more and more and more of it.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just like, to me, I just like the duality of it, right? Like the real bad side of it, of him getting his likeness stolen for commercial gain.
Right.
And then Uncle Bus.
Yeah. Uncle Bus is for so few people. I hope you know that.
You think so?
Dude.
I'm in trouble then, because that's my shit. I vibe hard with Uncle Bus.
Oh, I mean, for so few people, I mean, like, who the fuck knows the Uncle Bus reference?
Well, we have a decent listener base. Listen, go out there and watch Uncle Bus. And then if you know Tom Hanks, tell him that we need that film made.
Right,
I want to see it in the Polar Express animation style.
That's what I don't want. I hate that.
Scary, uncanny valley fucking... Oh.
Yeah, it's almost AI looking itself.
All right, let's stay on the. Let's stay in the. This is going to be a mostly digital episode today.
Yeah, all right.
Let's talk about what's going on with gaming right now.
Sure.
So, it seems like third-party AAA gaming studios, consistently are letting the consumers down.
Yeah. It just seems to be par for the course recently. I mean, just recently we've been playing a lot of Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
And that game's incomplete.
It feels like half a game.
Yeah. It's good. Let me qualify that. It has a good frame. Like, it's good bones for a game to be built on.
Oh, that needed another 6 months to a year in the oven.
Gameplay is good. The mechanics are fun when they work. But it just doesn't have full features.
Let's get into the Mortal Kombat of it a little later. Because there's a lot I want to talk about with MK. But I'm thinking, it's just really crazy to see, like, with what's happening with Diablo.
Yeah. Diablo 4.
They had a decent launch.
Right.
Right. And then
there was a fair amount of hype on the game.
Well, the problem is they weren't making enough money in the microtransactions.
Right.
So they patched the game to make it
grindier.
Here's the thing. We've all played mobile games.
Uh-huh.
Mobile games are grindy.
Yep.
Just in it of themselves. Like I play a few right now, and we worked in software for a long time, so like maybe we look at it in a different lens. But I'm going like, these motherfuckers, like they'll make little micro changes.
Oh, tiny.
But it makes the game unplayable unless you feed it money.
Yep.
And that's what you don't expect that to carry over into a $70 game.
That's the difference.
The whole point of paying the $70 up front,
that you get the game,
right?
The whole game,
because you don't pay for the mobile game,
right? The mobile game, you're like, okay, hey, that's why I'm paying for pieces of it,
right? I'll watch the ads or I'll pay for it,
right?
But with the
$70 game,
right? You can't do that and charge people. You can't double dip.
Right.
Especially at a time where everyone's wallets are so tight right now.
Right. Everyone's struggling, and now they're demanding more. Your entertainment, your relief from the stresses of the world is at more of a premium than ever.
Right. And it turns a lot of people off. So what Blizzard did was they released a patch that made the game much harder, made the drops much fewer. Mm-hmm. In their mentality, their crooked, fucked up mentality, they're like, oh, people will just use the just do more microtransactions.
People buy the boosts now.
And then people were just like, I'm done.
Right.
I just don't even want to play it anymore. Congratulations on my $70. Won't be picking up Diablo 5.
Right. That's it. The last you'll ever have from me.
Now, I got lucky on that because I was like, initially I wanted to play it.
Really?
Yeah, I like Diablo 3. I like the end game stuff is really fun.
I just couldn't. I agree with you. I like Diablo 3. I just could never get.
I don't want to support
done with Blizzard.
Bobby whatever his name is, Bobby Cocksucker. I don't want to support him. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to buy it. And then it came out, and I got a little hyped, and I was like, you know what? Let me wait.
Okay.
Let me just see what they do after the first 2 or 3 patches. First patch, ruined. And I was like, well, glad I didn't give him my $70.
Yep.
And it just seems to be something that's happening across the board.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me talk about it. Let me talk about the MK.
Well, before we get into that, I just want to say one more thing about this subject.
Yeah.
Lies of P came out.
Ah.
It's that Pinocchio game.
Yeah.
Soulsborne.
The Bloodborne. Yeah.
It's a AA title.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard it's great.
The thing is that I think that's what's starting to track now. It's just that, okay.
AAA's lost the plot. AA's picking it up.
And now with like Unreal 5.
Yeah.
Games look beautiful no matter what your budget is.
Right. That's true.
This is not sponsored by Unreal, by the way.
Yeah.
But it is true. It is absolutely true.
It is, however, sponsored by Fuck Unity.
Yeah. And we talked about Unity on the last episode doing the same kind of shit.
Right. Yeah.
Well, they've rolled it back.
Yeah.
They pulled a Wizards of the Coast, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Whoops, our bad.
Yeah,
sorry.
we didn't realize.
We didn't mean to destroy the good faith of our customer base.
Yeah, we just want to crush small business into the dirt.
Yeah, it's
horrible people. All right,
big business decisions lately are
they're evil.
Okay, Yes, and that feeds into my
So we've
issues.
had almost a month with Mortal Kombat now.
Yeah, and we've been at it a good amount. You more so than me. But
I've beaten the invasion mode on PlayStation and Xbox.
I have beaten 90% of it on Xbox.
I'm on Warrior in the Combat League on PlayStation, and I think I'm almost at Warrior in the Combat League on Xbox.
Yep, and I'm just under Champion on Xbox.
And I beat the story.
Shy. Yeah, yep, and through the story as well. We've played several hundred casual matches against each other at this point.
Yeah, I think we're going to start streaming those as well.
Yeah. So, dozens of hours between the two of us.
Yeah, I probably logged like 40, 45 hours in it.
Yep. And it's not complete.
No, it really does feel... And I've said this, and again, I don't have any proof or anything to back this up. This is all just hearsay.
Right.
It feels like they probably had a 75% done Injustice 3, and were told that they can't release it. And then scrambled to switch it to Mortal Kombat. Because the story, the first half of the story is really good.
Right.
The second half of the story, I was like, did you fucking run out of time? Or what the fuck is happening here? Got Jermac running around.
That almost makes me wonder
Yeah.
if, like, the bizarre choices of cast for the game was to accommodate, like, semi-completed characters.
I think it's even more than that. I think that a company like Warner Brothers has certain criteria they want.
Right.
And it's up to MK to kind of fill that criteria. You have to have a guest character.
Well, I'm saying, like, hey, maybe we didn't intend for Havoc to be a character in this game, but they had, like, I don't know. He's a weird example.
I think the example would be
maybe Nitara, but they needed a flying character.
The fact that Jermac and Quan Chi aren't available at launch, but are intricate to the story, and there are multiple fights against both of them.
Yeah.
Shows that the game, that there's something weird that went on with the release of this game. Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Well, I mean, they announced that the game would launch with 24 characters.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, it launched with 23.
Sure did.
And they just said nothing about it.
Yeah, there was no response about it. But even the combat... But here's the thing, is that I remember when 11 came out, it was wonky when it came out, but it was finished.
Sure. Yep.
When 11 came out, though, there were like very in-depth, hour-long combat casts every other week.
Right. Discussing different aspects of what they've worked on.
This felt like they were scrambling.
Yep.
So the only thing I can think of is they had the B team working on MK1. Mm-hmm. It was probably 50% done or 40% done. And then Zaslav and company said, you fucking release that because the DCEU is in trouble.
Right.
And then obviously what's Boone going to do? Because it's, dad says you got to do it.
That's the bosses.
So they just scramble to get as much of it done as they can. The story suffers because of it.
Oh, yeah. Lost the plot entirely.
The first half of it is great.
Right. But you can feel when they started to rush.
There was a clear shift.
Right.
About halfway through. The fact that there aren't any other modes.
Yep. Invasion is not long enough to compensate.
Here's the thing.
Very
Invasion, boring. I don't think it's boring. I think for what it is, right?
Yep.
In concept, it's all right. And I think as long as they keep switching the bad guys out, you have to add maces, though. Like, you cannot just keep those 5 levels. You got to add as many as you can.
There's got to be more to it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Hold on.
Every fight is, here's an enemy with super armor.
Yeah, that I think needs some tweaking. So, but I think as more of the features get finished, that is a nice way to pad out the game.
Sure.
But you need to put the rest of the features in the game.
Yeah, it's like, and here's the thing. I remember MK11 Towers of Time was garbage on release.
I was cursing Derek Kurzik's name when Towers of Time first came out because it was so hard.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, there was like a frost fight that I could not... Like, I'm like, am I just bad at video games?
No.
No.
No, it was the tower stuff with the
right,
problem.
But the game
yes.
was completed.
Anyways, yeah.
The story was fully done.
Issues with there's so much more. There's so much more.
My hope is this. The game is out
player
now.
one advantage.
That needs to be fixed immediately.
The thing is, MK fans have tried for so long to get Mortal Kombat recognized seriously as a fighting game.
Yeah.
And shit like this undoes it.
Well,
completely.
Mortal Kombat
all
is,
the goodwill.
It's already at a disadvantage because of the violence.
The violence.
Well, the violence just makes it hard to stream and things.
It doesn't reach the wider audience for that reason.
I will say, it's one of MK11 had one of the most accessible training modes.
It's pretty much fully Western. It doesn't really reach an Eastern audience.
No,
at
it's outlawed in Japan.
So
Can't even get it.
Right. It's limited in a lot of ways, and then you add in something that makes it not actually competitively fair.
To be fair, for those of you who don't know, the player one drama that's circling MK right now is if you're on the left side of the screen, your combos have a better advantage of hitting than if you're on the right side.
Right. Certain inputs don't go in properly on the right side as they do the left. It makes combos drop. You're at a disadvantage playing as player two.
Now, according to them, they have a fix for it.
Sure.
So we're just waiting for a patch.
Yep, that was supposed to drop last week.
My hope is this. My hope is just that it's out now. You have time to, I hope the DLC story, which we know we're getting, I hope that's better.
Here's the thing. I'm sure MK1 Tournament Edition, or whatever they end up calling it when the complete version comes out, is going to be an incredible game.
I just think it's funny because MK11 got a lot of hate.
Yeah, it did. For sure.
Even to this day.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I did as well.
I enjoy MK1.
Yep.
But there is a lot of improvement.
It's noticeably different.
There's a lot of improvement that needs to be done.
Right.
And the other thing I think, and this is something, this goes out to you guys too, because I want to hear, if you guys have noticed this, I want to hear about it in the comments. You and I play online.
Yep.
We played online in MK11.
Yep.
Got pretty far, made it to the Elder God.
Yeah, you got real good. I don't think I ever reached Elder God myself.
I made it up there.
Yeah, it's just because I couldn't deal with the grind.
I have never seen the level of disrespect and salt and anger and everything in a Mortal Kombat game that I've seen in this one. I was playing online the other day.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it.
I was down 0-2.
Okay, that's a rough start.
Yeah.
About to lose the set there.
About to lose the set. I play Havoc.
Yeah.
Big neutral character.
Great character.
Big neutral guy, though. Not a lot of combos. Like, he's just very in your face.
Yep.
I walked it back.
Beautiful.
So on the final round, and I'm up a game. So I won. I know in my head, I'm like, all right, I've won this game. There's no way I walked it back 2 games and won the first round, and all of a sudden he's going to turn it around.
Right. The momentum is yours now.
It's over. Halfway through the round, this guy turns his mic on. He hasn't said a word.
Up till this point, he has to stay. He has to talk now. Good.
And he starts. It was like the dams of hell opened up, and just all of the evil.
The rage just pours out of him.
He starts it with, "I hope your mother dies."
Wow.
That's what he leads into it with.
That's just the opening.
I was so taken aback. I turned my mic on because I was like, I had to respond. And I was like, so he's ranting, and he's not stopping.
Right.
He's just going a mile a minute, just saying, dropping N-bombs, just saying like all of this awful shit.
Okay.
So I turned the mic on, right? And I'm like, I go, dude, it's just a game. Maybe you should get on some medication. That brings it to the next level.
Yeah.
So now he's like, I'm going to find out where you live. And I'm thinking like, you're going to, what? You're going to murder me over a fucking video game? So he's furious, right? And then he starts going on. He's like, oh,
this man just blew up.
He goes, oh, you suck. And now at this point, I'm like, all right, I've let you had your little temper tantrum, so now you're going to get a little bit back. And I go, yeah, but the score says 3-2.
It's true.
Oh my God. I thought he was going to have an aneurysm. And that's not the first time it's happened, though.
Yeah. Can I ask something?
Yeah, of course.
What character were they playing?
Smoke.
Of course they fucking were. Look,
I've gotten two people rage on me like over the mic. Both characters were Smoke.
Let me tell you how I play MK1 online. I have my headset plugged in.
Yeah.
And I have the headset sitting on the table muted. This is because I don't want to hear the ragers through my television to throw me off.
Well, you have a young son, too.
It's almost exclusively Smoke players.
Yeah.
They belong in camps.
I don't understand.
They belong in camps. Every time I've had someone send me a message post-set wishing me harm,
it's
just telling me how terrible I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Smoke player. If I get fatality'd every single game,
just to be clear,
it's a Smoke player.
The etiquette on most fighting games, especially with Mortal Kombat, is
right.
If you're gonna do a fatality, most of the time you shouldn't even do them.
Right.
But if you're gonna do one, you do it in the last game.
Right.
Because they take so long.
Right. You're not getting into the next match, and it's already a grind to climb.
Right.
Oh, fucking Smoke players.
So when that happens, I just put my controller down and take my phone out. Like, I'm not watching you do the fatality. You're just wasting time.
Right. Oh, but it's for the extra character mastery. So what? You know what also gets you character mastery? Playing another game, which you can do faster if you just skip it.
You're going to burn through your character mastery, and then what?
I know. You don't play any other characters? Just take
to me it just I'm just not used to that level. And here's the thing, I know when you get in the higher ranks the sweat becomes a little bit more apparent.
Yeah.
I mean, like, to be playing in low ranks and have that kind of shit go on.
Right. The community's just sort of
which is crazy because it didn't feel like that in the last game.
Right. It is a weird shift because, I mean, again, I play a lot of fighting games.
Yeah.
Like, most communities, at least from what I've seen, are not that bad, but there is a lot of disrespect.
No, I mean, Street Fighter, really likes Jury's feet or whatever, but no hate there. Listen, we've all seen it.
And all of these hateful players all play Smoke.
Yeah, that to me is weird. You know what it is I just think in the beta, well, I got access to the stress test, and it was all the sweaty players played Sub-Zero.
Yep.
Same thing in the beta.
Okay.
And then it seems like there aren't that many Sub-Zero players now, and all the sweaty players.
Yeah, they nerfed Sub-Zero, and they all shifted to Smoke.
Right.
Unreal.
Yeah, it's just...
At least I play an honest character, Baraka Cyrax.
Oh, yeah, the top tier, broken fucking... Look, all I'm saying is that if you're playing this game and you're getting, like, if you're a kid, I understand. You don't know what's going on. You got hormones and everything, whatever. But if you're a grown-ass man and you're getting that angry...
Hoping other people's mothers die.
Right, like wishing death on someone you don't know's mother over a video game, you should get medicated.
Yeah, you're unhinged.
Yeah, you're not a healthy human. You're not well-adjusted. You're part of the problem.
I get it. We're all mad at the state of MK right now.
Right, but you don't want people to... That's the thing is I don't tilt. I don't really tilt when I play.
Yeah.
Because it's a game.
Right.
And if I'm losing because I'm not figuring out the combos and stuff.
Right. I haven't figured out the response to whatever they're doing.
Or I'm on the right side and,
yeah, and the game's broken and you can't win.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's really disappointing because it feels like there's greatness there.
Right. That's what's frustrating.
And if you had a more fleshed out game, you wouldn't have to play combat.
I know if I bought this game in 6 months, it would be great.
Yeah, I have full faith that it's going to be great.
Right.
I mean, they're going to have to put Noob Saibot in the game for it to be great. But once they do that, it'll be great.
Yeah, we can repeat the 10,000 matches we had previously. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I mean, you'd probably. I wonder if your MK1 Baraka would smoke my MK11 Noob. Probably.
God, it's good.
No pun intended on the smoke.
Ooh.
But yeah, I just want to know what you guys are thinking, because that's probably my biggest pain point, is that the game feels unfinished, and the online play is some of the most toxic I've ever experienced. And I've been playing MK since I was 5 years old.
Right, seriously. I mean, yeah. So, and tie it back into AAA gaming. Like, what do you think the state of things? Like, AAA falling away, is AA going to be the new thing where like actual quality titles are released?
I think that Game Pass is a genius idea. I think Phil Spencer deserves all the credit for that.
Yep.
And I think what you're going to see is more and more people are subbing to Game Pass. So what ends up
discovering these gems.
Right. So what ends up happening is you play a Lies of P, and you're like, well, this is just as good, but there's no bullshit in it.
It's better.
Right. Is it as good as something that From puts out? No.
But From Software is kind of an exception.
Sure. There are exceptions,
Right.
Now, that being said, we have to see what's going to happen with Assassin's Creed Mirage.
True.
I know you're not a huge Assassin's Creed guy. I know a lot of people didn't like the Viking one. I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. But it didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game. It just felt like a fun Viking game.
Right.
Now that we're going smaller, which I think is the right decision, is that going to work?
Right.
I always look at stuff like that when Ubi does, Assassin's Creed London or whatever, the Synergy or whatever the fuck it was called.
Sure.
That was like the last old school style one, and then it tanked, even though it wasn't a bad game.
Right.
And then they moved over to the sort of open world Origins
Ubisoft,
type. Right.
Yeah.
And Origins did really well.
Right.
And then people got a little more tired with Odyssey.
Right.
And then Valhalla didn't really do well because
people are burnt out on that now.
Right. Who wants to put 200 hours into a game that, comes out every year or every other year?
Right. Annual release type shit.
So it'll be very interesting to see what Mirage does, because that's the thing, is that if they pivot, it's fine. You fucked up. Like, I don't think Activision's going to pivot. I think they're just pieces of shit.
No, they're garbage.
So, but if Ubi pivots, great, do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They have the money to do it.
Right.
But I think people are just tired of like Call of Duty coming out every year.
Oh yeah, just annual release games in general. I mean, just the samey shit.
Everything EA puts out is kind of garbage. Yeah.
It's the same as the year before. Yeah, I know what you mean.
So I don't know. I think Game Pass has opened up a lot of people to single A and double A developers, and I think that they're getting fixes that they don't get with AAA titles. They're being told stories that maybe wouldn't appeal to a mass audience.
Right. Gameplay never takes risks in AAA.
No.
It's the same formulaic thing. That's why people are getting burnt out on the gameplay formula.
Well, there's so much of
Assassin's Creed,
right?
Call of Duty.
There's so many games that come out every year.
Right.
And look, Sony Santa Monica does a good job. The last God of War was a fucking masterpiece.
Right.
There are games
in the AAA sphere that are fantastic.
Yeah, the Spider-Man games are really good. Like, there are. Like, PlayStation has a lot of good.
Yeah, Sony's always been pretty good about.
I just think the third parties are in a very weird sort of spot. Like, Starfield being a good game is not enough.
Right, and it is just good.
Right.
It's not great. It's
just
not
good.
Breaking new grounds.
Nobody's talking about it anymore.
Right. came out, everyone was like, "Oh, that's fine," and now it's done.
Nobody like even though it's a meme at this point with Skyrim coming out every other fucking year as a re-release.
Right.
You still go, yeah, but it's Skyrim.
Right.
Nobody would say that about Starfield.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
like if after 11 years they kept re-releasing it.
I'll expect one or two from them.
Yeah, there'll probably be a next gen update, or like once all the DLC's in, you'll get the complete version.
There'll be a few.
But I'm saying like
11 years later, yeah,
right.
They'll be very played out.
Like Skyrim came out on PS3 and they're like releasing it for PS5 now, you know?
Insanity.
But what I'm saying is that even though you roll your eyes, you still go, yeah, but it's Skyrim.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, see, I do. I think Skyrim is just one of those sort of games, you know?
Really? See, I never identified that strongly with it. I thought it was good, but
neither did I. I thought it was a good game, but I just think in gaming, I think Skyrim is just one of those ones.
It's a pillar, yes.
Yeah, that is kind of like head and shoulders above a lot of the other ones.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
It's iconic to a generation of people.
Sure.
You know, a lot of people came up on that game, and that's just it for them. So,
yeah,
I get what you mean.
I don't know. It's weird. We're in a weird space with a lot of stuff. We're in a weird space with media. We're in a weird space with gaming.
Right.
You know?
I don't know what to make with all of it.
Stop playing Smoke.
I know. Don't play fucking Smoke.
All right, I got one more for you that I want to talk about.
Okay.
I'm going to shift gears now.
Yeah.
Do you remember a while back?
Right.
I told you about the pink sauce.
Yeah, I remember the old pink sauce.
All right. So for you guys who don't know, this woman, out of her kitchen, developed what she called pink sauce.
Yeah.
And she marketed it on TikTok, and it went viral.
Yeah.
But it
both
didn't
on TikTok and in people's systems.
It didn't go viral because her TikToks were good or any of that. It went viral because people started buying it.
Right.
And she was shipping it out of her kitchen.
Right. It had all sorts of shit like mayo.
With no refrigeration.
Right.
So they would get like bloated botulism packages of this pink sauce.
Yeah, spoiled beyond belief.
Right. But she rolled a 10 on luck.
She got total. Yeah.
Because she never got in trouble for any of this.
Yep.
No smackdown from the government.
Nope.
None of it. She went on a talk show. Did you see that?
Yep. Yeah,
where she ripped that woman apart.
Some poor woman who bought the sauce supported her and just was offering like an honest, open, like critique,
right.
not defaming her, not trying to offend, just saying, "Hey, here's the honest truth. Like, how do you defend this, or what are you going to do about it?"
And she just ripped her to shreds.
The biggest possible asshole to her.
Yeah, she just comes across as a garbage human being, and. What bothers me about it is this. It's I don't think anyone would argue that it's easy to start a business.
No, of course not.
It's very hard.
Right.
But a food business,
there's
a different set of
responsibilities there.
There's a different set of rules with food.
Yeah, of course.
So again, she rolled a 10 on the luck dice because
right. She was
you
selling
would think that would be the end of
food.
it, right? Like people made fun of her for being a piece of shit garbage human being. She was a piece of shit garbage human being on the talk show.
Right.
She had her 15 minutes and it's over. Well, you'd be fucking wrong.
No.
Because Dave's Foods, which is a huge company.
Right.
Decided to buy it for whatever reason.
Well, it had the notoriety.
Right, I guess. So they bought the pink sauce brand. And started to distribute it in Walmart.
Yeah, safely.
Right. And I saw it in a Walmart.
Okay.
I didn't buy it. I was just like, this is fucking stupid. That was my reaction to it, seeing it in the wild.
This is dumb.
I was like, yeah, this is fucking stupid. Like, nobody's going to buy this.
Right.
And it just sat there. because of course nobody bought it because
it's pink fucking
it's
sauce.
only funny when it's going to kill you.
Right. It was a joke.
Right. She's a joke human being. She has like the pinkest fucking hair. Like everything about her is cartoonish.
Right. She based her personality around this.
Right. So when you legitimize it, it's like, well, why the fuck would I even want this then?
Right. No.
So obviously,
It's just a stupid fucking thing.
Right. So it didn't do well.
Right.
And recently she's come out and she's like, oh, Dave's Foods defrauded me.
Ah.
They didn't pay me what I was owed, and
They stole the sauce from her.
they didn't pay me what I was owed, and now I'm homeless, and I can't afford to feed my kids.
Oh, my God, no.
And she's been going up and down the media, like trying to garner attention. She started a GoFundMe page.
Really?
Yep. She made $1,000, and then Kyle Irving sent $24,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know who Kyle Irving is.
Kylie Irving. I think he's a basketball player or some shit. Whatever. Whoever the fuck he is sent $24,000. So she made $25,000 on this GoFundMe page, right?
Okay.
Any of us would have. It wouldn't. Change our life insanely, but it would be.
Oh, it would do a lot for me.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Is like that would do a lot for me.
Right.
So she keeps shitting on Dave, right?
Right.
I don't know if Dave's a person, like whoever Dave is. And they came
fuck
up.
'em.
They can't. Right. And you know how normally I am.
That's her opinion.
Normally I'm like, fuck corporations, right? Like they're evil.
Sure.
But Dave comes out and releases an official statement on how all this went down.
Yep.
And they put cards on the table. Mm-hmm. They were like, we gave her $45,000 initially for the sauce.
Okay.
There were royalty agreements based on how much it sold.
Right.
And then she kept scamming them for more money.
How so?
She would just be like, I need money for this. And then they would give it to her.
Okay.
Like Dave's comes across as like decent in this whole thing. It's like you just keep giving this lady money. Like
they
they come across as human. You know what I mean?
Cool.
And it comes out that she made about $120,000 off of these people.
Wow.
And then spent it in like 3 months or 6 months on Airbnbs.
That's a lot of Airbnbs.
120.
God damn.
Just to be clear, $120,000 would significantly change my life.
Yeah, it would. I would say it would change my life in a massive way.
To spend that much, you can spend that much on Airbnbs. They got some expensive ass joints out there.
Sure.
But to have the audacity to do that and then shit on the company that gave you the money, like
Right.
this person needs consequences.
Yeah.
That's what it is they have run through life without any consequences for anything.
Yep.
And they are just doing this awful shit over and over and over again.
Right.
You
Well, 'cause
shipped
doesn't matter to them.
right. You shipped poison
Yep.
to people.
No consequences.
Then you went online and shit on one of your customers.
Right. Because they were just like, hey, this is poison. No consequences.
Right. Then a corporation bought your brand.
Right. Paid you
$120,000.
far more than what it was worth.
It failed. Mm-hmm. And then you shit on them.
No consequences. In fact, more money.
She's made like $200,000 in the course of a year.
Yeah, that's fucking insane.
Right. For bringing nothing to the table.
For pink sauce.
Right. To me, it's just crazy that someone like that can fail so far upward.
Yeah. It's kind of fucked. I mean, it's a weird social media age type thing.
Yeah, this is going to be studied in the future, I think. Like this because you know what's happening?
Period.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this for a little while. The old school boomer American dream sort of thing is dead. That doesn't exist anymore. Like the white picket fence in the house and the 2 kids and the one job supporting all of it.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist.
Sure.
For whatever reason. I'm not looking to get into politics. I'm just saying that
Right. That's no longer a thing.
Right. That's not a thing anymore. And now we're going through this weird phase where like the younger generations don't want to work for corporations.
No, it's I want to be this big influencer.
Not even just that. It's just that why do I want to work for a corporation if I can't even get into the system that I was told working for a corporation gets me into the system for?
I know.
So they just don't want to do that. So now what they're doing is they're becoming content creators.
Well, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is because that white picket fence thing isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
I think you see a lot more of this all or nothing mentality.
Yeah, you shoot for the moon.
Because, hey, like you said, the regular income jobs just don't do it anymore. If you elect to live the standard life, hey, I'm going to work for a company, all that, they'll get you an apartment.
Right, and that's not good enough for people.
Right.
Which I get it.
So people are opting to, like you said, hey, I'm just going to decide to try to become a content creator or a fucking TikToker or YouTuber
but
because
as a result,
that's how you get money.
As a result, we are getting some of the most batshit people.
Oh, yeah, the most unreal personalities.
Yeah, like Pink Sauce Lady is fucking unhinged.
I feel like she, in any time period, she is what she is.
Yeah, I know. And then, like, between that, and then another thing came out that she wanted Dave's to pay for her birthday party. It gets so much better.
Understand.
She wanted them to pay $10,000 for her birthday party.
Yep.
And buy her dress, which was $800, and buy her shoes, which was $600. Just let that sit for a minute. Yeah.
You know?
Let that marinate.
Yeah, fuck that person.
Garbage human being.
All right.
With that, let's put this one to bed. I'm going to go watch Uncle Bus.
Yeah. In its entirety. Only we have access to the whole of Uncle Bus.
Yeah, I've been training the computer to make it for me. All right, Paul, as always, thanks for coming on. What do you got going on? You're playing Mortal Kombat, obviously.
Playing the Mortal Kombat look. We're going to maybe stream some of that.
I think we should.
Yeah. We need to get that going.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right, guys. Yeah, I know. All right, guys, you know where we're at. CatalystCrafting.com is a main website. Catalyst Creations NH is the Etsy store. Still posting like coasters and stuff. Not as frequently. We're not doing them every day now, but, just put up a new shirt today. So if you guys want to check that out, there's links on the Twitter and everything. But what do you guys think? I mean, how do you feel about where AI is kind of at right now and where it's going? I mean, do you think it's cool to use Tom Hanks' likeness to make money?
Sell things, yeah.
Are you going to watch Uncle Bus? Are you at least going to look at it?
Yeah.
What do you think about the state of AAA gaming? I mean, do you think we're headed in a weird direction?
The developers not care anymore? The studios?
Right. Is the money grubbing, just too much at this point?
Right.
Are you playing Mortal Kombat? Who's your main?
You can leave now.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Normally I don't advocate for that, but if you're playing as Smoke,
get out of the community.
At least I think you need to take a hard look in the mirror. And have you tried Pink Sauce? And how do you feel about the way this woman is acting?
Right. Sauce is not validated.
It's not.
It's worth $127,000.
It's not goated with the sauce, all right?